It's Australia's greatest ever Olympic day in history. At Australia's greatest ever Olympic Games. Gold in the drink. Gold in the empty drink. Gold in the dish that could probably hold some drinks. Nina Kennedy says, jump, and the nation says, how high? 18 Olympic gold medals, 4 Olympic gold medals overnight. It's the greatest sporting nation in the world. Send a team from Mars and we'll batter those Martian pricks as well. All of that and a couple of bronzes, and the kookaburras are trying to buy some bags outside Moulin Rouge. The country couldn't be prouder. Proud is an understatement. Put a plate in the microwave, sit back, relax, get a couple of drinks, and bathe in gold, Australia. Boys, Perry, Sam, welcome.
Mate, thank you.
I forgot your name there.
You're speaking to me like I'm an author in a library and you're searching for me.
Name in the paper stuff.
Gold in the drink. Gold on wheels. Gold in the sky. Overnight.
Yeah, yes, I understand that, yeah.
Yeah. It's getting atmospheric. There's a lot of questions to be asked, he goes, following this historic night. The most golds ever secured on one day of competition at the Olympics. Mm-hmm. The most golds ever secured across any Olympics ever for Australia. Mm. A lot of questions about new standards for the nation. A lot of questions about whether we need to get rid of per capita tables because we're just coming for the top.
Yep.
Raw.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I'd like to get into that. And also shout out to Huey, who's with us today. Going to be doing more of the show with us today as well by popular demand as well. But it is that time where we need to hand over. And I have to say, he goes, sort of regretting asking for the speak pipes from people because there were literally 400. So I could only include a few. Thought about just setting up a completely separate episode.
Just of speak pipes.
So, yeah, just of speak pipes alone. But the nation responded. The nation's woken up. A lot of people referencing waking up. But shall we hear what they've got to say? He goes,
call me Trough Man and shower me in gold.
Gold, gold, gold. How do you like me? How do you like me? Gold, gold, gold.
Whispering it, yeah.
Why don't you like me? Nobody likes me.
I've just seen a man win gold for sitting on an oversized surfboard, travelling at 5 kilometres an hour. And I'm bloody pumped, you beauty!
You can't spell Australia without AU, which actually, boys, is the chemical symbol for gold. So, you know,
science.
Well done.
Yeah.
Oh, gold.
Gold, gold, lots of gold.
Ooh, 4. Nice.
Bit going on under the pillow today. Gold, 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 gold. And a couple of bronze. Yo, beauty.
What about waking up?
We're getting tossed and turned all night. Now I know why. Trying to sleep with 4 fucking gold medals under the pillow.
Is that a little bit of gold under my pillow?
What the fuck?
Bit lumpy under the old pillow there. Because of all the fucking gold.
Gold stuff,
Barney's
pillows.
got gold in the drink. Oh, great, I'll download his highlights. Oh, wait, he's not 14, is he?
What's the point in going home with one?
Very happy that all the gold medals were won by people over the age of 18. Feeling very un-nonce-like.
Oh, g'day, Aussie. Little baby Jesus. It's us, the 3 wise men, vis-a-vis the Bible, mate.
It's just a blanger.
We didn't get frankincense and myrrh. We just bloody bought you 3 gold, hey, mate? And who's this? Oh, g'day, Nina. And what have you bought? Oh, more gold, you ripper.
Welp, the boys are finally lifted. And nice of Nina to not get her bits caught to try and win that gold.
Yeah.
We love women's pole vault.
I've always said that skateboarding should be in the Olympics.
Fuck yeah! The patriarchy wins, the boys are back!
No.
I've been to cities that never close down. New York, the road, and old London town.
Kookaburras, more like
Kookaburras.
Never felt more proud to be an Australian. Think of the guts and determination it must take to walk up to an underage child and buy cocaine. Yes!
Tell you who doesn't get a gold medal? French police. Sort out your fucking river and let the kookaburras get wind assisted in peace. Fuck's sake.
That's the mood of the nation, he goes, overnight. That's what they had to say. That's what they had to say.
Unrelated, this show is brought to you by Smith Optics Australia. Use the code FAST for 25% off your order at smithopticsaustralia.com. Pezza, how are you feeling about the gold? About the gold rush that was happening overnight?
I feel incredible, he goes. And I feel like, this is the way we were raised.
Okay.
when you get, we've talked about this a lot. We've talked about imprinting theory. We've talked about the fact that, we were lucky enough to be children in the greatest era of Australian sport, both in terms of Olympics, in terms of cricket.
Yes.
We
Stopping boats.
We won everything in terms of stopping boats.
And they couldn't stop Matty Weir, could they?
These guys are out in the UK at the moment, actually.
Yes.
Quite troubling. But so I wake up overnight and I'm like, is Australia once again landing its identity on being a sporting nation? Are we reshaped back to the essential safety that underpins our identity after last night's results? And that's a very exciting thing for me and an unexpected thing. I wondered whether the peak of Australiana and sporting success had been and gone, and I was always grateful for it. But are we looking at a new dynasty of Australian sport? I mean, we thought the Olympics was over after week one. Week one's looking unders now.
Yep.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
I just think there's a lot of broader questions. Is there a public holiday in the offing now that it's our greatest ever Olympics? As the people said on SpeakPipe, there's a lot of people checking under the pillow this morning.
Mm-hmm.
Chiropractors and physios are booked out today. Because necks are crooked.
Oh,
and
I
cricked
see. Right.
After the amount of gold under pillows. The word gold medal, what does it do to you? Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I'm still in a period of reflection. And I'm ecstatic and exhilarated at the same time. Yourself?
Well, we teased on the show yesterday that this was possible that Australia might be equaling their greatest ever games, Athens and Tokyo, going past Sydney with 16 gold medals the 4 years before Greece, of course. And then to wake up with 4, I was like, oh, fuck me. Now, it does help that there wasn't a breath of wind. There was no zephyr for days in Marseille to give Matty Weir his gold. His friends call him Matty Weir. He's a bit of a weird unit. And that's a speech impediment that he has. But
wow. Make one mistake and now Matt Wern's got a speech impediment.
So it did help that his final was today as opposed to 2 days ago. But 4 gold medals in different pursuits as well. It's basically utopia.
Can I, and I believe that the person we're about to play here, I've never met him before, but I do believe he speaks for the nation. This is actually a plea right to the top of Australia, to Anthony Albanese, about the way our Olympians should be commemorated, because what they've done harks back to a great time, a time that we all remember as children. So I'm going to hand over, he goes here, to Hugh McDonald, who has a plea to the top around the way these Olympics should be commemorated. This came in from Hugh McDonald on SpeakPipe.
At an absolute minimum, it's Toyota Hiluxes down George Street for a ticker tape parade, followed by a civic reception at Town Hall. It's Daily Telegraph releasing a collector's edition medallion collection.
Yes.
It's Australia Post releasing gold medalist stamps.
Yes.
It's the Mint releasing commemorative $2 coins.
Yes.
It's OAM's Deluxe. And it's Carl Stefanovic hosting a Channel 9 in-studio special with all gold medalists, culminating in a live rendition of True Blue by John Williamson.
There are a lot of Australians listening to that nodding their heads.
Yeah.
I don't know if a minted gold coin works in today's fiscal environment.
Yeah.
You might be more of a Bitcoin or a digital sort of wallet situation. But
Yeah.
I'll let the bureaucrats sort that out. But I think that Hugh is right, and I think that some of this, it needs to go beyond getting a couple of them onto the stage at Fed Square. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, because there's already plans for a celebration in Sydney and Melbourne, I know. I'm not sure about the other major cities, but the mayor yesterday in Melbourne said that they were going to do something.
Not to be confused with the US and Great Britain. We're having a mayor on the train.
Who are having a mayor, yeah. No.
Yeah, and in the drone.
Yeah.
For Great Britain.
And in Sydney, they're doing something down in Darling Harbour. So there are something in the works for a celebration of the athletes. But like you basically just want open top car situation. People lining the streets.
Yeah, and this is the problem. Like, I mean, someone wrote in overnight whether, due to the current political correctness environment, whether you could call Ian Thorpe the Thorpedo if he did what he if he did what he did back then today, and by the same token, given the current terror level threat being raised, could you do any open top stuff?
Yeah.
With the Olympians, it's a dark thought, but somebody has to be sensible about that.
That's true. That's true.
The answer is yes, by the way. Mm-hmm. So, anyway, look, I think it's a very worthy conversation to be having, and I think that it's been a long time since our athletes have been commemorated correctly, and the only correct way being in a wheel-based situation through a major promenade. In a major city.
I've just realised that the Olympic team has 5 T20s against India coming up. So they actually won't be able to come back home. They've got to fulfil that obligation.
Exactly. Arnie keeps telling us, like, I have Chennai Superfish engagements,
She keeps
against
saying
the
it.
Mumbai Super Fins. That's Molly O. She went big in the auction.
Yeah. Where to start with the golds?
Okay, and it should be said. Look, people are taking in the different tables that are available to them now. Like, I think we're almost looking at looking at it raw, but we're not quite there. But you've got let us know. Can you get us an in the drink table? Where are we at in the per capita table? Where are we at in the per population table? Where are we at on percentage of gold in overall medal tally table? 43%. There's a lot of tables coming up strong for Australia at the moment.
Yeah, unfortunately, the USA and networks from that country have stuck with the total medals because they did that during the drink, obviously, when it wasn't going so well for them, despite them ultimately superseding Australia in the drink in the first week. But
on a per capita basis.
But so Australia's like down in like sort of 6th, but the gold medals, when we're 5 in front of France in an actual gold medal tally, who are 4th.
And a women's tally as well would be handy.
That would be handy.
Yeah.
Yep.
Where are we starting? Look, I want to start in the field, Higgos, with Nina Kennedy.
Yeah.
If that's possible. Our first ever women's field gold. I don't think that's Equinox stuff. I think that's like it's something to tick off. Our women can get it done in the field.
Yes.
We've never been able to say that.
No.
From the modern Olympics, 1896 through to now. You can't say it about the ancient because they weren't involved then, not permitted to be involved. But we've never been able to say that the women can get it done in the field until today. And they have.
It's a proud day for women all over the world.
A lot of Australians have been, despite our successes, have been going to bed uneasy, asking themselves, can our women get it done in the field?
There'll be talks about suffrage and the suffragette movement, autonomy of one's body, and the day that they could get it done in the field. That's the big 3
That's right.
for women's rights.
It's a big moment. Nina Kennedy, she jumped 4.9 metres. She's ahead of America's Katie Moon and Canada's Alicia Newman. All the best, ladies. What I liked about Nina was she looked up for it. It was a fierce gold medal for me in terms of facial expressions. So shout out to women in the field everywhere.
I really enjoyed the lanyard or the clipboard, however you want to describe someone doing a job as a volunteer, sort of instructing the athletes. But I liked it when the American failed to jump at 495, therefore giving the gold medal to Nina. And then Nina had the opportunity to jump for as long as she liked, as long as she kept passing, breaking new records and whatever. But she didn't need to because she already secured the gold. And so the volunteer says to her, are you jumping again? And she's basically already like squealed away half around the track, just like screaming at people, hugging, embracing, getting flags, ringing the bell. And like, you want to jump? She's like, hang on a second, I'll just ask. Absolutely no interest in jumping again. No interest.
Yeah, it was so that was good stuff. Nina Kennedy gold. I think it was the last gold of the night as well for Australia, just to cap it off. Even just
because we'd already had 3 in the bank.
Already 3.
Yeah.
Already a hat trick.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go 4. Anyway, team pursuit next.
Okay.
He goes, if
Yep.
that's okay.
Yes.
So Australia get it done over Team GB.
What a race this was.
Yeah, and, a couple of comments coming in as well, like pretty simple chalk, stay on the Mark Pike, for Team GB.
It's not difficult.
It's very, once again, rules we learn in kindergarten, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And in prep. When you're in the team pursuit, you kick off with 4 of them.
Mm-hmm.
For some reason, there's 3 towards the end for someone that you sort of duck off there.
And it's big news. It does seem like big news when one does drop off.
Yeah, that's right.
Because both commentators...
And you could tell as they were making their way around in those circles that... as the commentator said, saying what we're all thinking, like you've got to keep those wheels close together.
You've got to keep them close
between
together.
those bikes,
Yeah.
but not
too close.
Not too close.
Yeah.
And Team GB, it's pretty simple. You've got to stay on the Mark Pike.
But that's sort of what Australians did. They put them under such pressure.
Under pressure that you end up breaking your bike. I mean, it is after metaphor, broken bike Britain. Some are saying,
broken bike Britain.
Well, the bike is in parentheses, but. Australia gets the world record in the semi or some shit.
And they weren't happy in the streets in the UK overnight, were they?
No, it seemed.
I'm not sure if they were related. But.
Yeah, and they were shouting out to Tony Abbott because a lot of people were saying stop the boats as well. And that was a separate issue. Now, but the boys
broken bike
doesn't quite roll off the tongue. But
no.
the triple B, not to be confused with the triple C.
No, which is what some of the kookaburras tried to get involved in.
I do. I mean, what is doing Great Britain? Really? What is it? What is it for us? 18 goals. Am I speaking too soon here? But how many are they? Are they on 12? 4 countries.
Yeah, I want to say 12. I want to say lots of things.
So Queensland's almost catching up with Great Britain.
Yeah, well, it was a good night for the West. So Nina's from Perth, from Western Australia.
Okay, WA's had a good night, yeah.
Is it Bustleton? Is that a town in Western Australia?
Possibly.
That's where she was born, but I think she lives in Perth.
Right.
Western Australia do a lot of heavy lifting for us in sport, don't they?
Oh, yeah.
Geez, we're proud of the Western Australians. Don't secede.
Yep.
Don't.
When it suits us.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And also, I guess other spin-offs from that is this a good result for cycling generally in society? As in, does it improve safety on the roads for cyclists? We had a couple of speak pipes coming in, I couldn't use it, but a couple of people who are more car guys are saying like happy to give you guys, space over the next few days on the roads.
To pay homage.
Couple of people
to
in
the
the speak
team
pipe
pursuit.
saying I haven't ridden a bike in 20 years, but I'm riding into work today as a result of the team pursuit.
There could be a lot of deaths on the roads today.
Yeah. No,
subsequently.
stay safe. Yeah.
Stay safe out there. And don't get too close to the wheels.
It's a day for the nation to be unified around this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So if you're in a car and you've got issues with bike people, firstly, that's your problem. Just take it easy, generally speaking.
Yeah.
But today's a day to honour those bike riders who are in turn honouring the team pursuit who got it done over broken bike Britain. Going around in circles there. 4 became 3. Velodrome, swoop on in. There you go.
It was really close until the last lap. All of a sudden, we were like 2 seconds. Wasn't even fucking close at all.
Great Britain had for 1 lap.
Yeah.
Australia sort of put a bit on them.
Yeah.
Great Britain back. Broken bike. We got it done.
Yeah.
So that was the team pursuit.
It was a team that knew their way to the line, didn't they?
And
Yeah.
that's been the great edge of this Australian team.
They've known how to find the wall.
Yeah.
They've been good in the swimming components of races.
Yeah.
And they've known how to find the finish line.
That's right.
Yeah.
You go, and there's 16 laps, so 15 times you find the line, then you go again around it.
I can't help but feel like, Anna Mears, chef de mission, who was in the news, which was nice to see.
We're going to talk about that.
Yeah. But, it's all coming
headline.
together. It's all coming together for the cyclists.
Certainly, it's good to get it on wheels. Speaking of wheels, here goes Keegan Palmer, if you wouldn't mind.
Yes.
The 21-year-old. So a lot of blokes relaxed this morning, being able to watch the highlights of this. And,
I watched all of it. Yeah.
Someone did write in and say, like, I'm so glad I can openly coo about this skateboarding result. Yesterday, a lot of people around couldn't really coo like pigeons as they wished because a 14-year-old girl won it. But
did you watch it? Why are you asking?
Yeah. No, I do. Yeah, it's Kegs.
Back to back.
Oh, well, my favourite. he kicked it off with an alley-oop gap to backspin, then backside 5-0 before executing the kickflip Indy.
Yeah.
Over the spine, and he ended his run with a number of other tricks, including the backside nose grinds, rock and slide, frontside nose grind, stalefish 540, and kickflip the fakie. which I think was the for me.
Yeah.
That was the piece de la resistance.
Yeah, and that was a turning point, wasn't it?
Yeah,
yeah.
The creme de la creme of those tricks.
When I was watching the skateboarding, Pezza, I was just thinking about like its inclusion in the Olympics because I'm sure it's a sort of controversial topic in some quarters. But when I was looking at the engagement with the Americans, I think it was a Brazilian who came third of the bronze, perhaps. They're all just mates, and it's like, it actually reminded me of what sport should be. It should be fun.
I don't follow.
It should be it should be a fun thing. It should be a thing that you enjoy.
Pardon?
And you engage with other people who are also enjoying it and are happy for your successes. Now,
Is this a bit?
I don't trust it at all. Don't get me wrong. But like, you compare that to other sports, mostly involving horses and telling them how to walk and whatnot. That horse is crip walking.
He's saying like those equestrian riders, they are not mates.
Well, I'm just saying if
some of them are royals.
I guess what I'm saying is if equestrian events were actually Bloods versus the Crips, I'd probably be more invested in it.
Yeah, true.
But like that was just like there was just young people just actually really enjoying their sport, and like I think what is his name? Who's the American came second? Is it Tate?
Zero interest.
He like ran over the Keegan after he secured his gold medal. And he was like so happy for him. He was screamed in his ear like, "Man, you deserve it!" Like they're just these people that have no interest in like the actual competition of it because they're just happy for people, executing tricks and whatnot. And it's like, this is joyful. This is what the Olympics should be. It's like there's joy in sport and participation in it. Like I thought it was nice.
Oh, mate, don't have a clue what you're talking about, to be honest.
Thank fuck we won.
Yeah, Keegan Palmer was like what if skateboarders started swapping jerseys? You know what I mean? At the end, at the Olympics.
Now, to be fair, if it was like United versus Liverpool in the skate park, I'd be like, let's fucking stab these coats. Fucking stab him.
Throw at Stanley Park, walking on over. Have you met me mate Stanley? Shout out my mate Will, that happened to his dad. You met me mate Stanley. So a little bit of wordplay before to getting stabbed walking over Stanley Park.
Just give him the Chelsea smile.
Yeah. There you go.
Just cut the side of the lips, and then if they move their mouth, it rips the hole.
Oh, interesting.
Like the Joker.
The Joker stole that from Chelsea.
That's right. See, like if Premier League got involved in skateboarding.
Yeah. Well, it's the Chennai Superfish situation. Now, Keegan said that this necklace, is wearing a necklace, symbolises the colours of Australia, the green and gold. It also matches my outfit. Which I presume was green and gold. But he said, my goals are to feel good, look good and skate good.
See?
So we've heard that from Tim Payne before. So presumably Tim Payne is like a hero to Keegan Palmer, an unlikely hero.
He texted him before.
Yeah. That's yeah. Well, yeah. I'm there. I get that. So what we've covered: Nina Kennedy's gold, the team pursuit, and now Keegan Palmer.
So somehow Australians are the best at skateboarding.
Well, Albo spoke about this morning. He says he expects skate parks to be full of skaters this afternoon.
And needles.
Yeah. I expect skate parks to be full of needles this afternoon, he said.
And dead rubbers.
Now, speaking of dead rubbers, he goes, Matty Wern essentially sailed a dead rubber having already claimed gold.
I'll tell you what, this sport it's tough to watch on television. Also because like they need a chopper in the sky. I don't know why they don't use a drone. But like there's a chopper in the sky and just the noise pollution is annoying me as someone that owns property in Marseille, just by the water there.
Okay,
yeah. And like it's so fucking loud, and also the route they take, it's not a very intuitive sport. Now, like I do like water-based sports in Olympics of like getting A to B in some sort of vessel. Yes. I think it's a nice it's a hark back to simpler times.
You're trying to traverse water. It's part of the story of human evolution.
Exactly.
It's part of getting out of Africa. Which we needed to do at some point,
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of them.
Why?
Well, it wasn't called Africa when it was happening. Okay, so this is I'm not sledging the continent, but having to put a vessel together to get over water, it is an ultimately fundamental part of the way we've evolved as a species. Yep. So I think to race it at the Olympics in a dinghy is
exactly. It's basically a bathtub.
Go on, boys. Jump in a bathtub.
Jump in the tub here, boys.
A to B, let's go. Let's see. Oh, a bit flat a couple of days.
Yeah.
Wait for a Zephyr to come on through and then... Matty Wern goes back to back. We got another gold under the pillow.
That's right.
Call the chiropractor.
Yeah, so like I'm not advocating for like F1 to be in the Olympics because I don't think we need all modes of transportation covered. I don't need like Super 8s. I don't need Wing Cup and Laos.
What? So you're telling me, like, because obviously you can use different locations, but you're telling me that if you woke up tomorrow and learned that Brisbane 32 was going to involve Mount Panorama, you're not getting around that. Like an Australian car. A car with Aussie colours zipping around Mount Panorama.
I think the amount of sponsors on the cars might be an issue.
That would look weird, wouldn't it? Where's Castrol?
Anyway, but yeah, I like the boat aspect of a sport in the Olympics. It's just hard to watch on television. I'm sure it's easily understandable if you just watch 8 minutes of it and you pick up the rules and
Cricket,
whatever.
on the other hand,
very
really
simple.
easy.
Well, if it pitches in line and it hits you in line and you're offering a stroke,
he's 3 stumps. You're defending a castle as though it was a sort of a medieval fort, and this is the story of English success.
which is the same because you're actually wearing a chastity belt.
Knights are just early lid wearers. You know what I mean? They like safety.
Boys, gloves. It's a gauntlet. Anyway.
People keep saying what should be the criteria of an Olympic sport.
Yeah.
Right? And it's like, it shouldn't be dealt with by judges. Like, it's about, does it relate to this story of human evolution or history?
Yes.
That's what we've essentially uncovered here.
See, archery. Good.
Yeah. You've got to shoot people. Is that it?
From archeries to shooting.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, so Matty Wern did that in the dinghy, and
then all the Australian supporters that were down there in Marseille, they all lifted him up out of the water and carried him onto the sand. Like lifted the boat up out of the water.
Oh, and he was still in the boat.
It was like a Greek wedding.
Oh. It's like is that the equivalent of like pouring the Powerade onto a coach or something like that?
I guess so, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if they were actually in the water, actually propelling him.
Well, that's very evocative.
Yeah. But it was nice imagery. He was holding a boxing kangaroo as well.
Oh, of course.
There needs to be more boxing kangaroos about. Because
my son saw that this morning and he said, "Can you get me one?" Oh, absolutely. Son.
Yeah.
Absolutely. What happened to your voice, Dad? Nothing.
I go and get Daddy a drink. Dad, it's 5:30 in the morning. I said, get me a scotch. And a fucking Pop-Tart.
So that's Matty Wern. That's 4 golds for Australia. Shall we
talk about the losers?
Shall we discuss Aussies elsewhere? And at this point, I'd like to bring in Huey. Huey, welcome to the show. Popular demand, of course.
Oh, thank you so much, boys. I just have one thing to say to you guys. Tu connais un homme? Which is, of course, do you know a bloke in French? So really exciting vibes and just great shit happening all around the Olympics this morning. Yeah. You boys watching the gold. So I had my eyes on a lot of other things, but I'm really enjoying it.
Some may say that we should honour a couple of bronze medals and Australians, competing with with the faster, higher, stronger community mentality that Pierre de Coubertin sort of insisted upon from the start. But
high is one of those things.
Maybe we should start there. So, news overnight. I suppose it came in. When did it come in?
7 o'clock last night.
7 o'clock last night, or whatever. Thomas Craig from the Hockey Roos, or some have called him the Cocky Roos, or the he was arrested for trying to buy cocaine outside Moulin Rouge. He goes, I believe that's.
He was in the same neighbourhood.
Okay, he was in there. Okay, well that's how it works for the story. Trying to buy cocaine from somebody underage, a gram, just a gram, and
which is punishable by law of a fine of $320.
Right, $320.
Ironically, very similar price to what it costs in Australia.
Okay,
according to my research.
So he was warned, right? Fined and warned, and released.
Yep.
So that's the backstory. Huey, how did you see it?
Well, I'm hearing as much. That's about as much as I've heard as well. But I do like that he said it was just for me. I think I've read that, which that's a good team, man.
Yeah.
That's a really good team, man.
People are forgetting
You know,
that.
sometimes you got to fall on your sword. And I
Been a good night.
I just love the image of running through the village, you know, just with the Google Translate out, just going all the French. What do you mean? What? Your country's athletes aren't all doing coke? Oh, sorry, that's weird. It's just a big thing for us in Australia. We're just trying to elevate.
That's rife.
Yeah. We're just trying to elevate the hockey standings in Australia, doing a bit more what some of the, famous codes do. So we thought we'd bring that energy to the Hockey Roos. Oh, sorry, is that bad, is it? News to me. Really good. Yeah, just...
And he got off as well. You know, it's just, the Olympic officials asked for a repechage for him, and he just went,
First of all, it's a PB.
Yeah. So I think a lot of people hearing this story would be saying, there, but for the grace of God go I. Not the Olympic athlete part.
Who's upset about it? Like who is the demographic of people that are upset about it? Because I'm looking at the media scrum around it. Like my instinct with him, I feel so much
empathy
and sympathy for him, where he has to face up and he feels like he's let an enormous amount of people down, and that may or may not be true, sure, but who is upset about it?
Well, I could think of about 12 pundits that I'm not hearing from.
When I look at the media scrum, I was like, well, okay, you were also trying to get from the same guy, to be fair.
Yeah, Journo's unbelievably quiet about this.
Why are you downloading Signal in France?
You know what?
Alerte.
I think what's interesting is the way reality of a lot of young people's entertainment, or the way they like to enjoy themselves recreationally, is catching up with the Olympic ideal we sell ourselves through the Olympics. Like I was sort of enjoying listening to the chef, Anna Mears, and Kieran Perkins is they've rolled him out head of the sports commission or some shit. I don't know where Perko's working, but both of them spoke in these school teacher-ish principal tones. Like he's a good person, but he's made a bad decision. And he should be very sorry for doing this to the athletes, and the rest of the athletes. And I'm I feel like I'm in primary school and a principal's talking down to me.
It sets a bad example for the kids, and by the kids I mean our Olympic skateboarding athletes.
Who he did ask first. He actually asked them first.
Well, I'm kind of hearing Anna Mears talk like that and Kieran Perkins. I'm like, oh, it's a bit like Spank Me Daddy as well. I'm kind of into it, just somebody talk to me like that, speaking to the the children of the nation.
Asking Arissa True for a gram was a mistake.
Very sweet footage of. Did you see her on her skateboard and she got to have a Macca's chips because she won?
Yeah,
Channel 9 are just filming.
It's nice.
Okay, different vibes from the hockey boys. But everyone deserves a little treaty.
That's right.
Is what I'm saying.
I think the kookaburras ate a single thing. Actually,
that's right.
Didn't have another bite.
They weren't hungry.
Absolutely stuffed they were, weren't they?
That's the thing. I wonder if any of the other boys actually did well. Did score. You know what I mean? It's bugger.
Well, we lost him, but the other bloke.
Are you right, mate?
You're so right.
You're going to be right, aren't you?
There is no way that he's gone out there and he's gone, I'm just going to get. We're all just having a good night. I'm just going to get one for myself. Actually,
yeah, that's right.
That's a great team effort.
Yeah.
I mean, dog shit actually playing.
Absolutely.
They could have used a bit more of that team energies to get through the quarters or whatever.
Galvanised.
Is that where a lot of the judgment's actually coming from? If we're honest about ourselves as a nation, if the Hockey Roos did bring back gold, this would be swept under the rug, wouldn't it? The Lux, it'd be like, play on, boys. You're all good. Everybody'd be in on that. So really what we're learning about is this is just simply punishment for Hockey Roos being unders.
Yes.
Isn't it? It's as simple as that. Anyway. Yeah, all right. So that's the first part of Aussies Elsewhere. Matt Denny won bronze in the discus.
Well, we like the way he goes about it because he brings a sort of country element to it, doesn't he?
So the big boy from the bush brings home rose gold.
Yeah. He's a big bopper, and we love a big bopper in the Olympics.
He's a big bopper, and you got the impression he just missed out on the magical 70 meters mark that we all, revere. Did he go 70? Yeah, I woke up. My wife woke up this morning, slept in a little bit. It was on night shift. Did MD go 70? Sorry, just
missed.
You got the impression that just listening to his post-throw interview, that he said to himself he came for the Olympic record. He knew someone was going to go over 70, and he came. He wanted to be him. There was just a little note of disappointment from MD, which is exactly what I want to hear. Exactly what I want to hear ahead of LA.
And he was first to celebrate with Nina Kennedy as well.
That's what I'm saying.
Which
So
is nice.
the big boy from the bush, he still gets that opportunity with flag draped over those rocky boulders to go up to Nina Kennedy and get that shot.
Yeah.
Just a couple of field athletes getting it done for the nation.
What I wouldn't
and
give.
Matt Denny was what you wouldn't give exactly. Dreams are made everywhere. Kids.
She is very attractive.
She is attractive. She's an attractive woman. Good luck. But kids
good luck
to her. Yeah,
good luck and Godspeed.
Yeah, like a bit less safe. These kind of gods, we're saying, like, there will be kids in skate parks everywhere, but like everywhere else is going to be kids with spears trying to jump over stuff, and other kids with fine china flinging it through the backyard, which is less of. I'll pick up this plate and just see if I can.
Elbow doing a bit of it. Okay. Be careful in the public parks.
Dad,
Do not launch a disc.
I went 70
in a dog park.
Wow, you got 70 there.
But two guys who beat him broke the Olympic record.
Yeah, okay. Well, that's what you got to do to beat Matt Denny. I've always said that.
Mate, the world record, so they had the Olympic line, first place, silver, bronze, and the world record is like 75 metres. It was fucking miles away. Whoever did that was like, what a throw. Must have been wind assisted. There's my assessment of the discus.
Just came out of the fingers okay.
Yeah,
There, right?
just gave a real, snapped well,
Yeah.
I did hear Carlos this morning. I think it was a Jamaican that won, and his last name was Stoner. And Carlos goes, "No, that's a good last name for a Jamaican." Like, oh my god!
He's seen that. He's gone on. Everybody clear out. I got this. It's like, Stoner. Say no more.
King Carlos.
and now to the Kookaburras.
Yeah. That's right. And Carl's not talking then. I don't know. Just sort of let Sarah take that one. Yeah, we've got Michael Clark on the show. Rydian Cowley and Jemima Montag.
Speaking of walking.
Gentlemen, indeed. They won the first running, I read, of the marathon race walked mixed relay, and it's a bronze there for Australia.
Pez, I've got no shame in telling you that I watched this. A bit of shame.
Nor should you.
And I remain...
you don't resile?
I remain ardent that the word Olympic has never done more for a sport than this sport in particular, because the Olympic walking is a sight to behold. First of all, they are moving at pace.
Yep.
So I think they're going at like 21 kilometers each. So it's a 42k race. What was the guy's name? Cowdrey.
It's Rydian Cowley.
Rydian Cowley.
We actually have a
having a great day with names this morning. Anyway, Jemima Montag stormed home to pick up a bronze medal for Australia behind I think it was the Ecuadorian and the Spanish two were like miles out in front by like a minute and a half or something.
Yeah.
But then like as soon as the Spanish woman crossed the line first, her male counterpart was already waiting at the finish line.
Right.
Had a bottle of champagne. So like you basically just walked half a marathon each, and then the first thing you want to do is binge drink. And I was right behind that. I was right behind
It's
that.
a long walk.
Yeah.
Just a boys actually from Dave here. He just wanted to mention how full of pride he was having gone to school with Rydian. I believe they called him Greenwich, who won bronze in the race walking relay overnight. One for the GMT lovers there. I know every medal feels like our medal, but I really do think I helped with this one. It was an auspicious day in Year 10 when the PE department at Melbourne High School added a race walking event to the Athletics Carnival program purely so Rydian could compete in his pet event against his peers. So by Year 10, Rydian knew that he was a race walker. He'd already, because you wonder how you get into this. Like, you're running in Year 9 and somebody sort of spots you and goes, you know what?
Whoa. Take it down a notch, man.
Yeah, you swivel. Yeah. The swivel of those hips suggests we might have a race walker in our midst.
I said the same thing to LJ last night. How come you never ever see someone training for this? You never see someone speed walking.
Interesting.
Along the roads.
So no one else had ever seen, much less attempted race walking. He goes, it's not often people get lapped in a 1,500 metre race, but as he walked, and then he writes brackets jogged, past me. A bit bitchy. For the second time in 4 minutes, I like to think, geez Louise, the geez Louise that escaped my lips spurred him on to bigger and better things. It's no milk bottle lane rope stuff, but then again, we had an actual pool at our school, so we did what we could with the hand we were dealt, which reminds me, if the Sharks win a medal, which they haven't, I'll tell you about the time Blake Edwards kicked me in the nuts with his ferocious underwater work. Love your coverage, boys.
Good school.
So that's Dave. Yeah, Melbourne High had some race walking going on, which assisted Ridian's result there. So it's bronze for Australia. Just going around the grounds a little bit here, if that's all right, boys. Opals 85-67 over Serbia. We played the Seppos in a semi.
They were great. They were great, the Opals, last night. Really good. I think they were out by about 28 at one point, and then obviously that happened the night before with the Blokes.
Against Serbia, yeah.
And then Serbia for almost the last quarter went full press, and it was Australia was still good enough to get the job done. I'm going to call it now. Australia's going to beat the US in the semi-finals. USA have won 59 games in a row. 57 of those games they've won by double digits.
Okay.
They are they're looking to win 8 times in a row, gold medals. They haven't lost a game since 1992, the Barcelona Olympics. Australia will beat them. Australia's going to beat them.
Okay. Do you have so the reasoning that you've laid out there suggests that they'll continue to win. So do you have a reason why Australia will win?
Got to drop sometime. I can. All Black's got to lose at Eden Park eventually, mate. Might as well be this one.
There's just something going on with this Australian team, and there's something going on with our Australian women.
Okay.
No, that's true.
Zero drug charges.
Yes.
Amazing record holders in almost every capacity and event.
Yep.
They're carrying the nation on their shoulders. They lost that first game against Nigeria, which was the loss they had to have.
Yes.
And this is the oldest sports team we've ever fielded in anything.
That's good.
We are fielding a team of old ducks.
Well,
and these old ducks are going to beat the Yanks.
Well, and Lauren Jackson, the oldest of old ducks,
43 years old.
Around, she also said that medicinal cannabis has been incredible for her chronic pain management.
There you go.
So she also knows how to use drugs.
Here's my reasoning. I've got a feeling.
Nice. And you, kind of like George Bush, it's like you just got to go with your gut sometimes.
That's
don't
true.
You? Yeah.
That's true. It's a team of old ducks, and our old ducks, wily old heads. They've seen it all before. 43 years old, Lauren Jackson hasn't played the last 2 games, any minutes in the last 2 games.
Well, saving
legs, saving carrots.
Carrots. Which is something you have to do at age 43.
Well, that's actually necessary.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the Opals playing some good basketball, ranked 3rd in the world. USA have won 1 million games in a row. Looks like they'll continue that forever.
But Higgins has a feeling.
But I've got a feeling.
Yeah, Higgins trusts his feelings.
Can I do a quick vibe watch on the old Ducks? Not our gorgeous Opals. I had a really exciting energy coming from the Serbian coach last night.
Okay.
The Opals were playing against.
Yeah.
To just sort of paint you a visual picture, sharp, blonde, sort of, just like a, just cut special, sharp blonde hair,
Yes.
just a look in the eyes, and just a great energy rating out of from an energy I describe as running a tuck shop like it's a navy. that sort of suburban Aussie mum, but Serbian.
Yeah.
I would say this woman would haunt the dreams of 16-year-olds at Westfields around the world.
Yes.
It's like, can I speak to the manager so much she is now the manager of the Serbian women's basketball team. It was an awesome look, a great energy, and a lot of stern looks at her players and when they clap like that and just yelling in Serbian. I really enjoyed it. And you better not put anything in her bin. Just walking down the yard. Oh, this is recycling. I might just chuck my can of Coke, just a head popping out. You right there? Yeah. Sorry, is that your bin, is it? No, because it's my bin. Right. Get it out. Get in the bin and get it out. So anyway, that was a vibe I picked up on.
Nice, thank you.
Yeah, so yeah, she's really exciting.
Thank you for that. Gents, sorry to say the Sharks, our water polo Sharks have gone down.
They fucked it.
In the quarters to the United States. The fixture finished 7-7 at full time, in normal time, I suppose you could say, which was followed by shootout heartbreak, 11-10 to the USA post shootout. He goes, you were there in Paris.
Yes, I was.
Yeah. Tell us what happened.
What happened was Australia started the game well. They were up 5-2. Before then, the USA got a red card in the drink in the first quarter. Now, red card for punching one of our boys in the face. You know, we suffered an injustice in the pool. One of the Yanks punched one of our lads in the face. Much like Mick Fanning punched that shark in the face that time.
I see, yeah, because we are the Sharks.
No, we are the Sharks, indeed.
Right. So is he Mick
and what that means is in water polo, as we all know, is that means that USA play one man short for 4 minutes.
Yeah.
So that person...
Which is a long time in water polo.
And that's what they say.
Yeah. A very long time. Okay, so all good here. They're a man down for 4 minutes.
Yeah.
We're up 5-2.
And so the guy who
what
punched
happens?
one of our boys in the face, he's expelled from the game for the entire game. Right. But then they are down for 4 minutes, one less player. Australia did not capitalise in that time, so I think they were up. I think they were up 4-1 at that point.
Right.
And then towards the end of the game, they were 5-2 up, and then it was actually America who scored 4 goals in a row. So made it 6-6, and then Australia got up with about a minute and a half left to make it 7-6, and then the Yanks scored with about 30 seconds left to make it 7-7. So basically saying is, look, the Yanks played well. Their goalkeeper had a really good game. Weinberg, I think it is. And he played well, but Sharks would be disappointed given that they were leading the game. They got out to a good lead. They didn't capitalise when they were playing for an extra man for fucking half a quarter.
Yes. Well, Huey, you played water polo in high school, so how did you see it?
Yeah. I feel like I'm doing a boys actually. Yeah, I actually played a bit of high school myself. I only caught the highlights. I didn't see a lot of it. But yes, it is a horrifying sport. I'm surprised that this is the first punch in the head that's been called so far.
Yeah, right.
I think I played 1 year or whatever, and the first thing that happened, I swam out, and you're like, oh yeah, this is a bit of fun. And then the guy just pulled his cap over my head and just went. And he did not get a red card in high school. Not as many eyes on the water, I think, at high school level. But disappointing. It's all a bit of the Boomers round 2.
Sharks haven't gone past the quarters in the Olympics.
Yeah, I know. It's really...
But we have thrown away gold.
With this one, they'd beaten Serbia, who hadn't lost the game since the Cold War, and then Hungary, who have won the Olympic medal so many times. We finished ahead of them, so you're thinking, oh, maybe this time. But then lost against Japan in the last game out, who hadn't won a game.
Because we did have a boys actually
and we were
come in
told they were
that-
saving carrots.
Yeah, that was a carrot-saving loss.
Then they play with a man up against the Yanks, and they can't get it done. It's disappointing.
That's very disappointing.
Anyway, Stingers are in, though.
Yes,
Stingers are in the semi-finals.
that's
So
right.
once again,
women
of the drink.
Once again, women getting it done for Australia. Just a quick shout out, Mackenzie Little and Catherine Mitchell into the women's jab final. So just big old spear there, finishing second and third in their respective, qualifiers.
One of them is that's her 5th Olympic final in a row.
Well, there you go.
She's
42 years old,
yeah.
so just a great arm.
Yeah.
Just a big
mate,
arm.
I'll tell you what, it's an arm.
Yeah, it would be.
Yeah.
Minjee Lee's 6 shots back from the French, the leader Celine Bolter in the women's golf.
Yes, the French as well. I was there, saw it all, and she had an outstanding round. The French 7 under, I think, for the round, shooting a 65.
Right,
she's well out in front. Minjee Lee played well, so she's 6 shots back.
She's three ahead. Celine Bolter from the next.
Yes. So Minjee Lee's like in the mix, you'd say. Hannah Green is not in the mix.
Right,
she is higher ranked than Minjee Lee in world rankings in golf, but she finished 5 over, and she's basically had a Minwoo Lee for the men's equivalent in the first round, basically writing herself off for the rest of the 4 rounds. So no good for Hannah, but Minjee Lee, that's where we're pinning our hopes on in the golf.
Okay, I've got here also. He goes, it's and Huey Peter Bowl misses out on the 800. He goes through to the repechage. He's also trying to fight EPO charges concurrently, so a bit going on.
I don't know if you saw his coach speak.
No, I didn't.
But they were saying like what's happened over the last 18 months has taken a huge toll, and it was only like 6 weeks ago that they were thinking about not actually competing at the games.
Right.
As in that being Peter Bowl, not competing at these games. So I think it's he's through the repechage, so that, there is a chance. But
some track repechage stuff.
Yes, that's
good
right.
For us.
Peter Bowl finished 4th in Tokyo, so you would think that everything was building up to be in his peak for these games. What's happened over the last 18 months, of course, has taken that away. The emotional toll is what his coach put us down to, which is probably fair enough, I'm going to say.
Well, what's happened to him is nothing short of a disgrace. Same as Shane and Jack.
Absolutely.
It's as simple as that.
Yep.
Right? It's not something Australians do. 9 19-year-old Peyton Craig, though, finishes third in his heat. He's booked a place straight through to the semis. Okay.
Job done.
Yeah, job done. And Joey Deng, he's actually the 800 record holder in Australia. He's had a injury interrupted preparation. He finished 6th, so he's also in the repechage with Pete.
That's good, the repechage. More chance to see Aussies competing. You know?
Exactly.
What?
And it's just more content.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
you can have a bad run in life, can't you? That's the thing. People ask, why is there a repechage? You know, very simple. It's just second chance. You know, when you go when you go around the track, you know, feet clip-clopping against each other, a couple of shoulders here and there. You know, you can have a bad run. It just gives you another shot if you've got some wheels.
I would like to know.
That's word for word from the IOC, by the way.
What the
It's chef de mission. Straight from
Adam
the
Mears
chef.
reading. You have a bad run, clippity clop, a couple of shoulders in there, have another crack.
It was originally the motto, but they thought it was too long. I would like to know the stats of athletes that have medalled after having to go through the repechage.
My understanding is repechage is a new. Yeah.
Most of them
really
most gold medalists actually go through the
Winning from 8th
repechage.
position in the McIntyre final system.
Yeah.
I think it's a new thing, the repechage. I understand.
Okay.
And it's NBC TV driven, just for content.
Well, they actually are winning the games. NBC.
A lot of mathematical gymnastics from them. Let's go around the globe, guys.
Should we do Smith Optics Australia?
Yeah, please. You're right.
So our sponsor is Smith Optics Australia. As people know, use the code FAST for 25% off your order at smithopticsaustralia.com. We've been showcasing the helmets. Is anything helmet worthy? I suppose Keegan did it in the empty drink.
Oh, about the drone.
The actual cycling. Yeah. Oh, then what are we doing here? We've got to fucking chuck on a couple of lids.
I think it's putting it on.
I think it's lid day. All right.
Actually, Huey, can you put it on? I mean, we haven't
Yes, absolutely. No, I like this stuff. Beautiful.
There you go, Huey. I reckon these bad boys will suit you as well.
Oh, yeah.
So Huey's got on the road. He's got on the road one, and that's the Trace MIPS. That's the Pinnacle helmet, Smith's Performance range.
I wear prescriptions. This has no prescription, but I'm seeing better than I've ever seen in my whole life.
Oh, hell yeah. Unbelievable. Are you saying that the optics are unbelievable? Yeah.
I think I saw you at the women's skateboarding the other night.
Yeah.
Fully tinted. Sort of.
And he's wearing an army jacket.
Exactly.
The Trace features Coroid, which fully surrounds the helmet, providing exceptional protection and works with the internal air channels and open intake and exhaust ports to produce maximum ventilation. Now, on the other hand, I'm wearing the mountain lid today.
That looks fast.
The way
the wind did get over.
Well, I'm glad you said that, Pezza, because the zonal Coroid and MIPS impact technology means that you can focus on the trail. Wow. Our Vapor Fit system lets you adjust the helmet on the fly, and the MIPS layer is integrated with the fit system for a snug, cohesive fit that feels great all day.
Right.
Generous vents with internal air channels keep you cool while climbing and focus on the descent with fog-free lenses. So you can get all this sort of gear at smithopticsaustralia.com, where you can use the code FAST for 25% off your order.
Sorry, 25% off.
That actually might be 25% off our best ever deal that we've offered people.
Absolutely.
That's what you get for Smith Optics.
You don't get that on podcasts. No one's offering you 25% off anything.
Huey, you ever seen that?
25% you
off?
might get 5%, 10% off, some commission stuff.
You look tremendous.
Yeah, you look incredible.
Yeah. Tremendous.
Yeah. You can take it off now, Huey.
No. This is good. Just a bit of protection, just for life.
Should we do the rest of the show on him?
Yeah.
It's up to you. It's up to you. I didn't even
I like it.
Do a call. Okay, let's go around the globe, gents. Quincy Hall from the US wins a men's 400 metres. He's won gold in the 400 metres, a race, popularised in modern times by Michael Johnson, I would have thought. But I don't know if you caught the race, but for me, if ever there was a just wanted it more goal, then I'm not here because, please watch the highlights. Like the way this guy strides in the last sort of 20 to 30 metres, it was quite akin to I believe that's Mr. Gilmore's jacket. That stride, I believe it must break every tenet of technical running. It was just the gold is mine, and I will just start striding at double length to ensure that I finish first past the post.
Have you ever seen a kid like run after someone else and like move their arms to try and move quicker?
Yes,
it was like that. It's like trying to propel himself like towards a line. Like he was like
he swum through the air. He basically freestyle,
and he was fucking eating up the ground as well.
Just running like that the whole time, mate.
Yeah.
I used to do that from the start. Quincy said after the race also that he prayed to God and recently started going to church a bit more with his mum. So
that's interesting.
I guess in the good books with the big man, they looked after him in return in a sort of a quid pro quo arrangement that his competitors obviously didn't.
Maybe met the high jump girl.
Oh, yeah.
Ollie Slagers.
Yeah.
Yeah, she loves it.
Holy shit.
God, that is.
Oh, yeah.
God, yeah.
God.
Come on.
Yes, the Holy
The
Spirit.
big man.
3 into 1.
Yeah, exactly. There's 3 of them, and there's one of them.
Yeah.
It's all.
Some people call it the Eiffel Tower themselves.
You had this earlier, Huey. Yeah, Jamaica's.
No.
Deux, trois.
Sorry, mate.
Stoner won the men's discus, so he's from Jamaica, so it's good.
Brilliant.
Brilliant.
No, greater minds have tried to had their crack at this, mate. No point in us trying to go toe to toe with King Carl.
and his name's Stoner.
Yeah, so makes you think because they Bob Marley, mate.
Yeah.
Rasta. Okay, Carl, that's enough.
Can you do that again with the tongue bit? Sorry.
These are-
Yeah. You get stoned when you have marijuana.
Yeah. Swinging around
on the old doobies.
What are you swinging a bong? Is he? Carl.
Don't you fucking walk away from me.
Okay, Noah Lyles in the 200, pin-up boy of Wheels. And look, I don't know about you boys, but just watching the 200 semi, was it a semi?
I watched it with a semi.
He finishes second, but having sort of observed quite a lot of sprinting over the time, I thought he looked like he was conserving energy, and he looked very relaxed.
I read an article in the Athletic this morning. Wait, there's more. And basically saying like he's nearly unbeatable in the 200. And the guy that has beat him in the 200 before, Kung Fu Kenny, they call him.
Kenneth. His last name's Kenneth, so Kenneth is also against him from HR.
Yeah. But the guy who beat him in the heat from Botswana. Yeah. And there's also 2 Zimbabweans in the final.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I didn't realise Zimbabwe were good on the track. I never really see many Zimbabweans podium. Okay. Maybe. Anyway, Lyles is like his heavy favourite, but he finished 3rd fastest in the heats, but also he finished 4th fastest in the 100, and obviously got that done just about, although you still can't believe how close that 100 metres was between like fastest man in the world and never heard of him before.
Right.
So the world record is 19.19.
Yeah.
Noah Lyles' PB is 19.31. Kung Fu Kenny beat him in with a 9.35 once or something. So like it's going to be a fucking quick race.
Okay. I just want to note this as well. China's into the hockey semi-finals for the women. Right now, it's not something they've ever done before. It's the furthest they've gone, and they're doing so under the stewardship of Australian coach Alison Annan. Alison Annan's a legend of Australian hockey. She's plied her trade internationally, essentially since her career finished. A long time in the Netherlands, and now into China. And I'm wondering if China do go all the way, does that Chinese team become honorary Australians?
Well, half of them already own property in Sydney.
Yeah. So they're just Australians for tax purposes. But I know that's a sort of reverse on the intelligence community as well. You know what I mean? Out here.
Something to think about.
But, diplomatic channels will have to be opened, essentially, to get Alison home, I would have thought.
I see.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? So
yeah.
we can, give you a bit of contaminated beef, and some red.
Yes.
Let's get Alison home as well.
Yep.
I'm just saying maybe it's time to bring Alison Annan home.
Yeah.
Finally, someone said it. Someone had the courage to stand up.
I know that it's a sensitive issue, but Anyway, okay, that's around the globe. Anyone with anything else around the globe? Huey, I mean, I know you're on Vibe Watch and you like to revel in what's happening around the globe with the Olympics.
Yes. Could I swing you through a few quick little vibes?
Yeah, please.
Oh, you must do.
Some really exciting vibes all around the place. Obviously, the Serbian coach. Now, boys, I popped on the sport climbing. Has anyone seen a bit of this?
No, I haven't seen any of it.
Yes, that is right. Rock climbing. It's an Olympic sport.
I don't think you heard me.
You haven't said. Sorry, mate. What did you say?
I haven't seen it.
I heard you.
Yeah.
Oh,
sorry. Go
well,
on.
no. Oh, you boys, you're gonna have to want to turn this on.
Okay, right.
It is thrilling. That is right. Rock climbing. It is an Olympic event. It is not just for year 10 outdoor education camp or, a date night for polyamorous people. The competitive polycules, they are happening. They zip it up there. Yeah. They really, there's a few options, I think, but the really exciting one is they get up there in like 5 seconds. They are flying up there. Little, like a dad would describe as going like little spider monkeys up there or something like that. I'll let Carl cover it. I'm sure he will tomorrow. But they get up there and then you got to like bang the thing to stop the clock. Yes. It's a good look and it's quick, mate.
Yeah.
The highlights,
sounds it.
Even quicker than a TikTok. Yeah. 7 seconds. Yeah, can't be bored. The kids are loving it. And yeah, it's just a crazy energy. And it is always triggering though, like seeing any sort of harness sport activity.
Yes.
Because of an experience I had at outdoor education camp, I was once holding the rope for a big country kid called Hendo, real Matt Denny type. And I was under the rope. And he was this was year 9. He was already 100 kilos. But he was wearing Canterbury's little footy shorts, no undies.
Style at the time.
And it really scarred me. I'm like, they can be that big? Fuck me. Some boys maturing faster than others and I'm catching a real gnarly view of it all. And his life was in my hands. I just thought about letting go in jealousy, to be honest. So anyway, it was good to be triggered by the sport climbing, seeing that.
And now he's pole vaulting for France.
Exactly. And I did quickly pop my head into the Taekwondo, which is really, which is really, that's where you're going to see sort of countries where you're like, oh yeah, like Tunisia, Algeria types.
Yes.
And I like anything that involves like buzzer, they have, touch pads or whatever in their socks and hands that connects with
right.
And that's always thrilling because you're just hearing a lot of coaches going, challenge that. I don't think I saw the bus thing ever actually worked without like a video review. So really, and it sort of has the energy of your mum when you're fighting with your sibling and your mum going, stop punching each other. And it's like, didn't say anything about kicking. Because you will see a lot of like, just these ones. Like, it's pretty good. And if I can just leave one final one, this was probably my favorite. Obviously, Keegan took the golds in the park, but I really locked into one of the South African skaters' vibes. And as we've been noting, are all these Olympic skaters children? No. They're either children or 50-year-old blokes. What's doing, you may wonder? What's the go there? And I found this guy, and I actually found an interview with him. And he is, it's always rattling just to see, a South African, full stop. But like, like a South African, you forget that they also like, we're chill, man. Like a chill South African is very off-putting.
Yes.
And I wouldn't say this guy's chill, but his name's Dallas Oberholzer. And I saw a video of him and he's discussing that he's like, the whole sport, man, it can't just be young guys that train in a gym. We need to remember, like, this is from the streets, man. Like a guy passionate about skateboarding and loving that it was rebels and renegades and enough of and doing that in such a way that he will stop a 14-year-old kid from South Africa getting to compete just so he can relive past glories. And at one point, everyone's saying, oh, how do you train? And in this interview, he explains, I need to shake things up, man. I needed to shake it up. So instead of going to the gym, I went to Peru to see a shaman. Now, my mind has never been stronger.
Yeah.
And I will just let everyone know, Dallas did not land a run and was out the first round. But he did go to a shaman, and that is an energy that you can't replicate in anything else. Thank God. That's what the Olympics is all about.
Yep.
Just an old bloke pissed off at young kids and being like, I'll show them, and very much not showing them. And really, really proud of Dallas for somehow getting through the IOC drug.
Yeah. It might be one of the issues with elder skaters getting involved.
Yeah.
They weren't testing for ayahuasca.
All right, on to boys, actually. A lot of correspondence overnight, just to finish off. And firstly, before we do, we thanked people. I don't know if you heard this, Huey, but after your segment around Boomers player Jack McVeigh creating his own newsletter, we were signed up to that newsletter, boysactually@gmail.com. Thanks to the person or whoever it was that also then created an OnlyFans account for Pez and Higgins yesterday. boysactually@gmail.com. That was really appreciated. So this is from Seb. Boys, actually, as a fan of the in-game smoko Charlie Hull, we spoke about this yesterday, the female British golfer who has to stop smoking bungers.
Yeah.
She actually switched from digital durries to analogs to cut down on her smoking. She found that when vaping, she'd be chugging away all day inside and out. Brackets, who doesn't like a good toilet vape? The key is to match the flavour to the scent of the air freshener, according to my workmate Johnny. The somewhat counterintuitive move to the good old stuff has won her many new fans and a cult following, especially with US golf nonce bros who take their health advice from the modern equivalent of your granddad's GP in the 1950s. Still, I say play on. She's made smoking cool again.
Thank God.
And that's good to see, isn't it?
It really is. It's really good to see.
Yeah.
I'm going to skip that one. Dylan says, boys, can't wait for cricket in the Olympics. I'm sick of crying happy tears 2 to 3 times a day over sports I don't care about. At least with cricket, we can chin scratch and be emotionally dissonant about the results.
Cricket actually will be in the
cricket in the
Olympics.
Olympics. I don't know how I feel about it now that we've done this.
like it's going to be a thing, and it's going to be an optic, you know.
Yeah.
Cricket in LA.
But the thing is, like, we're going to be unironically invested in what happens.
That's my problem with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know that I care about it.
Yeah.
I know that I need the team to win. Now, I don't need any of these athletes to do anything for me. Now, like when it happens, I'm obviously extremely happy and satisfied. But if they lose out or something, then I would just be angry. But I'm not angry, like tribal angry. Like if your footy team loses, then you're angry. You know, people don't have that relationship with athletes in the Olympics. But when if fucking, you know, if the Swans were in the Olympics, you'd be annoyed.
And asking a lot of questions. But that's the thing with the cricket, mate. Like Australian men and women have done every single thing in the game. We've seen them do every single thing you can possibly do. There's nothing they haven't done. Name something they haven't done in your lifetime. They're like at some height they've not achieved. They've won in India. They've won in England. They've won every World Cup. It's all done. But
yep.
So I know if I offered you right now, like Ashes away, or India away, or gold, right now you'd be like, I'm probably just accepting the Olympics for what it is, and I'm taking the Ashes away.
Definitely.
However, I'm not sure I'm going to feel like that when the Olympics starts in LA.
Well, no, of course you won't.
Because I'm like, if there's a gold medal to be had, and it's the first gold medal in men's and women's cricket, I will believe that it is our right not our right, it's our responsibility to take that. Because when silverware is on the line in cricket, it becomes ours.
Yeah.
So I'd like to see George Bailey, the incoming CEO of Cricket Australia, who we don't know yet, all of the officialdom within Australian cricket actually start to outline how we're building for LA. I'm not talking about building for the T20 future. I'm not talking about building for the Ashes. I actually wouldn't mind an outline on how both groups plan to build for that gold in LA.
Well, I feel good about the women doing their side of the deal.
The women have got the gold already, I'd imagine.
Yeah.
I mean, what a boil over that'd be.
I think
Pez's eyes are darting
Mate,
around.
my eyes
You're
are
not
rolling.
listening.
the Australian team will go into the games holding the gold medal. They'll be wearing them in the first few games, and then if they don't win it, they have to give it back. But that's their position.
So people are like, "Oh, can we?" Like the cricketing gold is where we start to look at raw tables as well.
Do you
we
think
don't
the
have to talk
cricketers
per
will
capita
give
anymore.
a fuck about the Olympics, or they'll just be there and just trying to
If there's any
chop
sense
away
that
in
that's,
it,
sorry, they'll be there and what?
just to chop away in the village?
Well, there is a rebuild in the Australian men's team coming
It'll be
anyway,
different
because
side
a lot of
in 4
them
years.
have got families now, so I don't know there'd be as much chopping
No.
away, but there'll be a bunch of young Broncos, I'd imagine.
Yeah.
So they're probably.
You saying Fraser McGurk won't be in LA 2028?
Fraser McGurk, with respect to him, would be looking around that village going, "What are we looking at here?"
Any pole vaulters knocking about?
Yeah, that's right.
Or whatever he wants. Give him whatever he wants.
Yeah, I'd like to see an outline. Is what
I
I'm
want to see
saying.
a photo with Naomi Fox and Jake Fraser McGurk. Is what I'm saying.
Just speaking to an Olympic, an American water polo swimmer going, they call me the Rooster. What? You don't know about the Melbourne Renegades? What the fuck?
Yeah, I played for the Gades. Yeah.
yeah. Boring. Wake up, sweetheart.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. I took Harshal Patel for 4 sixes in the IPL last year. Mate, come back to mine now.
But we will get to see Steve Waugh in the village, though, just in some capacity.
Yeah.
And
So
Ponting.
getting some of the cricketers involved, and as we've said, and I believe this emanated from you, Huey. If cricket has also caught up to baseball by then, and coaches can wear full kit.
Oh,
Yes, we spoke about that. didn't
Take
we?
your pick of a couple of Australians in full Olympic kit and hat coaching the men's team.
I
and
think we
women's team.
need to get Richie Beno stuffed and just take him to LA. I think that's what we need.
You're okay. So on this show, Morning After Paris, you are calling ahead of cricket at the Olympics in LA. You're calling for Richie Beno taxidermy.
Yeah, what aren't you following?
The call has gone out on Morning After Paris.
Did they?
So Richie Beno, that's the new Sid million Ollie.
GoFundMe to exhume Richie starts today.
And here comes the Australian team walking into the stadium. That's Richie Beno holding the flag. He's on
I gotta
wheels.
say, NBC this year are using a deceased famous commentator through AI
No.
to provide to provide genuine reportage on what had just happened in the swimming. No, that's legit.
Oh, I haven't heard that.
Yeah, so if we can do that, we could get Richie Beno, at least on AI, if not in taxidermy.
I'm pretty sure they froze Bradman like Walt Disney.
Exactly. At least just get Bradman back to say hello to Bradman. 4. Oh wait, that was McGilvray. Yeah, there's a lot of options
that's
there. That's all we're
crazy.
saying. We're saying there's a lot of options. Finally, from Brad, our boys actually, as not a woman and once a child, the clear order is 1, childbirth, 2, starting from a track stand, and 3, the second Battle of Villas, Breton-Yo, 24 to 27 April 1918. Harking back to the chat we had yesterday,
Yes.
where you were saying it was like starting from a track like childbirth.
I did say that. But then again, I say a lot of things on this show. Well, Huey, thanks for joining us.
Absolute pleasure, boys. Thank you.
Pezzo, congratulations on 4 gold medals.
And to you. And to the nation.
Well,
has to be said.
Australia,
what a day.
congratulations.
What an auspicious day.
Australia's
Rivers of gold.
greatest ever day. I hope you've enjoyed the Morning After Paris. For everything we've done so far on this show, thanks for joining us whenever you have. Thanks for sharing the love around. We've had a great time here, and we'll be back tomorrow, where I'm going to guess maybe 5 gold medals.
Well, the standard's been set.
Standard's been set. All right, 23 gold medals coming your way tomorrow morning. See you then. Cheers.